Alright, so today we're going to talk all about the wonderful world of things that I hate, and that is flashlight reviews. So let's get to it. Alright, so as some of you guys know, I absolutely despise doing flashlight reviews. It takes so long, barely anybody watches the videos, and there's so many flashlights on the market nowadays, it's probably impossible for a person to discern what's what. Regardless, there's still millions of people out there who have absolutely, I mean billions of people, who have no idea at the capabilities of modern flashlights. They're blown away when you show them a 200 lumen flashlight. Never mind a 25,000 lumen flashlight or a 35,000 lumen flashlight, or one that I'm going to be reviewing. The only videos I do for flashlights are the crazy ones, and this one coming up is 50,000 frickin' lumens in something the size of this. I mean, that is just unreal. So the next step is 100,000 lumens. In my lifetime, I will see a 1 million lumen handheld flashlight with the next generation of LEDs. Mark my words. So, this is not show and tell. This is not because, oh, look at all the flashlights I've collected. I absolutely despise collecting anything. I think collecting things is kind of perverse. I used to... What did I used to collect? Oh yeah, I used to have a Sega Dreamcast, and I collected Sega Dreamcast games. And that was just a really stupid part of my life. And I gotta tell you, that was like 1999. So that was when, you know, the thing first came out. Never mind, let's not go there. People send me these flashlights for review. That's the only reason why I have them. Now, as much as I hate collecting things, I have a hard time letting them go. But I do give a lot of these flashlights away. So if you're somebody special that I know, or a family member or something like that, then you're probably going to get yourself a flashlight soon. The flashlight that I came to use as my EDC flashlight, which is probably the best flashlight I've used for EDC purposes, that was supposed to be the reason why this video was created, I lost it. And I know that's like, what the hell, you lost your EDC flashlight. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It probably wasn't big enough or whatever. It was actually my kid who ran off with it. It's probably in the house somewhere. But it looked a lot like this. And it was the Olight S1R Baton 2. Go and check out that flashlight. If you want just an amazing portable ultralight flashlight for EDC use, go and buy that flashlight. I am actually probably going to buy the light again, even though I have all these lights. That light was 1000 lumens. It had an excellent texture, knurling, whatever they call it, on it. So it had excellent grip, and it was a perfect small size that you could just slide into your pocket, barely ever know it was there. My next favorite EDC light is the one I keep on my keychain, and it's another Olight flashlight. This one is, what is this called? The IRE EOS. And it's 130 lumens, okay? Excellent little flashlight. Can't go wrong with that. You remember when things were simple? When you just had one option that was decent, and that was a mag light, and it was this frickin' big, but it was only 1/5 as powerful as this. Before LED technology just took things to a whole new level in combination with lithium-ion batteries. I actually have a video which is a documentary of the evolution of flashlights, and nobody has ever watched it. Maybe it's got like 10,000 views or something. In that video, I show some video footage of an original flashlight, the first flashlight ever made by a curator who had sent it to me, who has like the world's flashlight museum or something like that. And the difference in power between something like this and the original flashlight, it's like comparing the computers of today to the ones of the 1940s. It's that big of a difference. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So what flashlight is going to work for you? You really need to know what you're looking for. There was a time when I considered making this my EDC flashlight. This, what is this again? The R50 Seeker Pro. 3500 lumens, runs on one of those honkin' 26650 batteries. It's gonna last a long time, puts out a lot of heat, tail magnetic rechargeable, and the reason why I made that my light is because I was working night shifts. if you work a night shift, your EDC flashlight should take up a bit more of your pocket space. But if you're like me now, when the majority of your time is spent running around during the day, then you're going to want something like that S1R Baton 2. This isn't it. This is the S1 Baton, and this is the older version. So this is the SR Baton 1. But the newer one is like 400 lumens more powerful than this one. Now, if you work in construction, say, you might even want something a little bit more streamlined. And this one here, this is the i3T EOS, and this runs on a AA battery. So that's one distinction, big distinction right away. What kind of batteries do you want? In my opinion, you're going to start seeing a lot more lithium now with the Tesla factory and Panasonic just cranking out the batteries. Lithium is all the rage nowadays. It's set to replace nickel metal hydride batteries, in my personal opinion. Nickel metal hydride, they're just bigger, they're heavier, the recharging capabilities aren't as good, so I don't really know why you would want to go with them, other than the fact that they currently are more readily available, but that's fast going to be changing pretty soon. So because of the form factor, because it's like the width of a pen, or a thicker pen or a marker, this is definitely up there. This is probably around 200-300 lumens, which is amazing for the form factor. The big brother to that is the MT Raider. And this one, I'm not really going to do light tests. You know, I could go out and say, oh, look how bright it is, but the camera is not even going to show it. That's a dumb thing about flashlight reviews, but I figured out how to do it now. And so the next time I do a flashlight review, hopefully I'm going to be able to really show you the brightness. It involves using multiple lighting in addition to just showing the flashlight. So yeah, if you're somebody who works in construction and you just need a light for close quarters, something that's not too bright, that's just going to white out everything right in front of you, this is a really good light for that. It's not too bright. It just gives you enough light, and it's tucked away, but it's incredibly durable. They're all anodized aluminum. I only sell the Armytek Flashlights at CanadianPreparedness.com because they're the most durable of the whole lot. Just for size comparison, this is the Olight H1 Nova, okay, and this is the ELF C1, and they're basically the exact same light. The ELF C1's probably twice as bright, but same angle head style flashlight, as you can see there, but this one's just much more heavy duty, has a much more grippy sort of texture to it, really built for industrial applications, whereas this is kind of built for everyday use. But you would want an angle head flashlight like this, or the Rofus flashlight, which actually turns, so you can use it as a straight flashlight, or you can turn it on an angle like so. And the reason why you would want something like this is, you know, maybe if you were a mechanic who works on vehicles, most of these have magnetic ends, so, you know, you could stick it on the roof of a car or on the side of a car, or whatever you had to do. If you were a repairman, this would be a great light for you, because you can stick it on anything metal and it's gonna, you know, stand up. The problem with this Rofus light, the only thing I see becoming an issue is because there is a moving part in there, the angle head. That could potentially be a point of failure in the future, but overall, great little light. Can't complain about it. There's so many brands of flashlights. You really got to know what you're looking for. Now, if I was working night shifts today, the flashlight that I would buy would be and I'm not getting paid by Olight to make this review, I absolutely swear to God, because I sell Armytek flashlights at my store. If I was working night shifts right now, it'd be the the M2R Warrior by Olight. It's a rechargeable. It pretty much has every feature. Every gear reviewer who reviewed this in early 2018 gave it like a 95 rating. This is the best EDC nighttime light. I don't even know if you really call it an EDC, because it's not something you're going to carry every day if you work in the city or something like that. You're not going to carry something like this in your daytime. You may for a few days, and you're just going to be like, this is too cumbersome. You're going to drop it down. But for night shift, for police officers, law enforcement, that's definitely a good bet. But for law enforcement, you probably want something which is going to have a lot more throw. And that's where this Doberman, which throws, I believe it is 700 meters, This is made by Armytek. Once again, built rock solid. Okay, this one is mountable to the magnetic mount for the guns. You can mount it with a standard gun mount. It's made to be mounted on a firearm, but it's also, you know, a good tactical light. It doesn't have the crenellated bezel on the front, which is those little pointy things which you can jab into people's face if they're trying to get on you. But it's nice because it's one of the few long distance throwing flashlights which is mostly streamlined, which is mostly straight, because most of them look like this, where they're really big at the ends because they have the really deep dish reflector, because that's what it takes to throw light. Now this is the most insane handheld throwing flashlight I've ever seen. If you were a cop and you didn't mind carrying something big, and if you needed to see like 3 alleys down, this is a light. This is basically the junior version of this guy. Okay, this is the ThruNite TN42. Probably the furthest throwing flashlight known to man last year. There's probably another crazy one anyways. But this guy is basically this guy, only in a smaller form factor. But everybody loves this light. I love this light. This was ThruNite's best thing of 2018, and they wanted me to do a dedicated review on it, and I just basically haven't gotten around to doing it. Honestly, I may not, just because there's too many flashlights to review. Alright, so if you want something that's of the build quality of the Armytek product line, we also sell the Viking Pro. This one does have the crenellated strike bezel, 2200 lumens, I believe 2300 lumens, so a very substantial amount of lumens. I mean, you got to keep in mind this one here is 1500. So this one, which is a similar form factor but has a wider head, kind of like this one here, it's going to punch out a lot further. I believe this one punches out 286 meters. Did I say 736? I meant feet for this one. So 286 meters, that's almost 1,000 feet. So that's a long range for a little light like this. And this is also compatible with, we have filters for these, red light filters, things of that nature, so you can protect your night vision, and also for concealment purposes as well. So you can go check out those, CanadianPreparedness.com. I believe we also sell the switches for mounting on a firearm for these as well. Excellent, excellent light. Now, as far as your hand pistols go, this old light pistol gun, the Valkyrie PL Mini, never tested it because I don't have a frickin' pistol. One day I'm going to go and get my restricted license, probably in the near future. I could get it if I wanted to. I just have been too lazy to go and get it. And I'm going to put this on something. So stay tuned for that. Now, the Olight X9 Marauder, All-American Preppers, EDC Flashlight. Okay, this is your flashlight. Okay, that's your EDC. You sissies out there. This is All-American Preppers Flashlight. EDC Flashlight. Keep that in mind. When you're getting over into this range of things, these guys right here, that's when you're looking at search and rescue teams kept in a closet, which you're not going to keep on you. Maybe you keep it in the glove compartment. Some of these lights are lights that I would keep in a glove compartment. These insane throwing flashlights. I mean, if you were doing some post SHTF hunting, or you were searching for somebody at night, this actually probably would be a good flashlight for police to have in their cars, because if you really needed to punch out over a mile and see what's out there, this is going to be the light. Now this beauty right here is the ThruNite TN40, and it's a great blend of all of those things. I would still strongly recommend this light if you have an acreage or something like that, because the simple fact it has a lot more throw than this. Even though this is 25,000 lumens, that's out the front. That's going in all directions, wide angle, right? This is going to focus that and shoot it. So this is going to have a much higher, what they call candela, or hotspot focal point. Now, if you want something that can be used as a weapon, you can go with a simple Defiant bat, 300 lumens, and it can be wielded very easily for self-defense purposes. I keep one of these in the car under the seat. If you just want something which is a bit smaller, but still a very powerful floodlight, there's Olight X7R. And this is only, what, like 5 brands of 20 brands out there. So I don't know how all these brands are staying in business, to be honest. There's just a lot of frickin' lights out there nowadays. I just don't understand it. I wanted to start selling Olight flashlights at the store, but the margins just aren't worth it. You know, I offer free shipping over $75 to Canada and over $250 to the United States, and I might be dropping that pretty soon. So when you factor in that shipping, which costs me usually between $25 to $35, it has to be a pretty substantial margin for me to make any money off the transaction. So, and of course, I try to have very competitive pricing. And for most of my products are priced as low as it's going to get. And by the way, if you do find prices which are much cheaper than mine, let me know, and I'll try to adjust accordingly. But remember, there's a few things you need to keep in mind. When you order something off eBay, for one, it's probably going to take forever to get to you. There's usually hidden shipping fees and import fees because those things come from outside the country. And when a distributor or a dealer like myself brings those things in, we pay those duties and taxes and all that stuff for you, and then we sell it to you even though it's at a higher price or seemingly a higher price once you factor in the free shipping, the no import fees, because there's no import fees if you order something from me if you live in the United States and you live in Canada. Also, you never really know what you're getting. Now, there's a lot of cheapo flashlights on the market. I've done a video about the truth about flashlights before, what you need to know before buying one online, because there's so many deceptive schemes out there on Instagram and Facebook saying, look at this light, the military uses it, it's, you know, recommend every civilian have one of these cheap flashlights, and it's the same exact same design, rebranded over and over again with a few different letters on it, calling it something else, and they're selling it for $20. Oh, we mean $9.99 for a limited time only, and it's really a $2 flashlight. Don't buy that crap. It's not going to be reliable. You want to stick with good quality companies. I mean, just think about what this is. It's a huge piece of anodized aluminum which has been finely machined, and I mean, just everything about it, they're so perfect, and so you can't really complain to pay good money for something like this, because I mean, 10 years ago things like this were unheard of. I mean, and if they were heard of, this would have cost you $5,000, $10,000 probably. So we're lucky that we live in a day and age where, yeah, you can go and buy something like this LED lenser from Leatherman. I think Leatherman owns Lenser. And I don't know why they haven't done more with the Lenser technology. It's actually kind of neat. If you want a spotlight and a floodlight in one which is adjustable, they have this lens in there which is supposed to focus the light. Now, people have criticized this. Some flashlight purists over at Candle Power forums don't think that this is what it claims to be, but it's still pretty cool. It gives you the ability to focus the light, which is kind of neat. And I think it runs on it runs on 3 AAA batteries, and that's totally corroded to hell. So that would be my fault for leaving a battery in there for so long. Oh boy, the joys of gear reviewing. I'm going to see if it still works. It's probably going to still work. It doesn't look that corroded. The flashlight I use the most right now, Olight S2R Baton. I'm going to post a link for that one in the description. That's the one I would probably recommend you go with if you want something super powerful and super lightweight. Remember, you don't want to get a flashlight that is too bright for the application you want to use it for. You don't want to bring this to the construction site. If you got to look at, you know, the numbers behind a vent or something like that, it's just going to be way too bright. It's going to white it out. It's not worth its weight. You got to make sure that you are selecting a flashlight that's right for you. And I really do hope that one of these companies, I know Silky is going to be doing it soon, where they're going to be making a saw selecting tool to help you decide which is the best saw for your needs. And personally, for my needs, just a little flashlight for everyday carry is all I need. Something like this goes in the glove compartment. Something like this is going to go in my center console, just for, you know, quicker access, for a little bit more power. Something like this is going to be mounted on a firearm. Something like this is going to go in the garage. Something like this is what I'm going to take for walks at night when I need something which is a little bit more powerful, has, you know, can use it as a Kubaton. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Like I say, I absolutely hate doing this crap. I don't like doing flashlight reviews, and I'm only going to do flashlight reviews from here on in. And I've said this for 2 years, and I think I've been pretty true to this rule. Flashlights which totally blow anything that has ever been created before out of the water. Because, let's face it, Living Survival, Drop Forge Survival, Scanner Guy, or whatever the hell his name is, those guys do an incredible job at covering all of the flashlight stuff. They know their stuff. Go and subscribe to those channels. Living Survival is probably among the most knowledgeable gear reviewers here on YouTube. Drop Forge Survival puts his stuff through such rigorous testing. I don't think anybody else compares to the actual testing that guy does. Go and check out some of those channels. If you have any questions on flashlights, I'm going to make myself available. I'm going to try to answer at least 20 flashlight questions that are posted on this video. I have to be very cheap with my time because I can only answer so many things in as much depth as possible. And I know there's a lot of people who still don't really understand the basics about flashlights. I haven't went over, you know, the difference between lux, candela, candle power. I've done all that in my other videos, you know, flood, spotlight, the difference between cool white versus warm white, what makes a tactical flashlight. I've done videos that go over all of these things. I'm going to try to compile an extensive list of links to all of the flashlight videos I did, which have that educational aspect to them, so you can go and link to them. And I'll probably just, if you have a question that pertains to something like that, I'm going to link that video to you. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of kick-ass videos coming up for you on this channel. Thanks for watching. Canadian Prepper out. The best way to support this YouTube channel is to support yourself by gearing up through CanadianPreparedness.com or BugoutRoll.ca. Premium quality gear at the best possible price using the incredibly secure and easy to use Shopify platform. We offer free shipping to the United States for orders over $200 USD and free shipping to Canada over $75. So support the channel by supporting yourself.